What's up, Sagittarius, and welcome back to the channel. Of course, if you guys are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you can stay up to date with all of my new posts and offerings. Sometimes I share like astrology and numerology insights. Sometimes it is, you know, guided meditations and things like that. But of course, always the monthly zodiac readings. So make sure you turn on your notifications so you can stay notified of all of my latest posts. Um, Sagittarius, this is a collective July 2026 reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and even Venus. Of course, as always, like I said, this is a collective reading, so be sure to just take what resonates and what speaks to you in your situation and leave the rest for others, okay? Now, before we get into you guys' individual reading, I want to talk a little bit about the incoming energy of July. So we are kicking off the month in Cancer season, this number 7 month, which, the number seven really connects with the Hermit in traditional tarot. And, with the Cancerian vibe to the beginning of the month, there definitely is this underlying like hero's energy current to all of it, right? Um, in the beginning half of the month with that Hermit Cancerian energy, this is going to be a more inward, introspective kind of energy, and some of our old emotions and things around like family patterns and subconscious fears and things like that might be coming up to the surface for us right now to kind of take a closer look at. And then we move, as we kind of move through the month and get into the latter half of the month, we get into that Leo energy. And we also get into the universal energy of July, which is actually a number eight, because even though this is a number 7 month, we are in a number one universal year. And so that expression becomes an eight. And eight is connected to the strength card in tarot. And when we get into Leo season, that's where we are kind of being guided to have the strength and the courage, all of that, Leo kind of energy, to really look at everything that we have learned about ourselves, everything that we, have kind of overcome, the challenges and things like that, the wisdom gained from our personal experiences. We're being asked to look at all of that and see how we could embody it more courageously or let it become part of the wisdom teachings and the medicine that we in turn take back to share with the community, because it is, like I said, that hero's journey. So, July definitely has that sort of undertone to it. Okay. Now, getting into you guys's, personal reading, you guys are definitely like right standing at the threshold of a new cycle or a new beginning, some type of fresh start. Okay. I see that showing up in many spaces for you guys. This is like a spiritual rebirth, it seems. Like something inside of you like waking back up. Um, like I said, it's very much could be like a spiritual awakening kind of thing, a rebirth kind of thing. Um, you might be, I don't know, just kind of reflecting on things, questioning um things that you've witnessed, questioning your life, questioning, you know, um just kind of your inner world and what no longer fits and how you want your inner life and outer life to start aligning more. So there, some of that kind of comes up through here. So as we're going through your reading, I would invite you to kind of sit with that question about um you know what if you just stopped waiting on everything to feel perfect, or for you to feel like you are good enough or perfect enough, um to really step in this new chapter boldly and confidently, really going after the things that you truly want. Okay. Um, if you stopped waiting and stopped doubting, what would that look like? You know? All right, let's get into it now. Sagittarius, your emotional frequency this month is the rainbow color. Number one, connect to spirit in nature. Okay. Um, and with that, rainbow energy feels like the full chakra system, like a full system reset kind of thing. So for you guys, it's not just like one part of your life, it's like your whole being, and like I said, all of the chakras. So like your physical body, your emotional body, your intuition and creativity, you know, your belief system, your spiritual life, all of these things are trying to come into alignment. Like I said, there's some type of rebirth happening here. And there is, absolutely some type of new beginning because this is number one. Um, and it speaks of connecting to spirit in nature. So, I feel like this is kind of where you guys are being called to connect with like the truest, most authentic versions of yourself. Um, maybe it's a version of yourself you haven't seen yet, or maybe it's just a new you, a new attitude, something like that. Um, a new way of doing life. It just kind of feels like that. And nature is a big part of your medicine this month. Like you've, got some different cards here that all kind of reflect nature in some way. So like this says connect to spirit in nature. So I mean, really kind of getting outside and being, especially near water right now, it's so damn hot. Um, I don't know, sitting in the shade under a tree reading a book, or like going walking, like taking a nature walk of some kind, or I don't know, like even just working in your yard or in your garden where you could really like put your hands and your feet in the dirt. Um, like grounding in something that helps you really connect with spirit, really come back into your body. You guys might find that you connect better with spirit or with your higher self, or just that guidance and clarity kind of comes in easier when you are in nature, when you are away from the chaos of all the different responsibilities of people, and just all that kind of stuff, the constant noise, and that constant pull into the mind, to thinking things over and over and over, that kind of thing. um so yeah, this definitely looks like some type of spiritual awakening or spiritual rebirth for you guys. This might be a brand new awakening for some of you. Um, but this might be like a second awakening, like I said, a spiritual rebirth kind of thing. But either way, it does feel like a full system recalibration. Okay. Now, the first place that this is showing up in these areas of impact for you guys is through your health, number 71, health. Okay. And this red and purple kind of energy here. The red is your root chakra. So that is like your physical body. It's your sense of survival and like safety and security. Your physical energy. Um, your support system, your body being that support system, because it holds you up every day, right? It houses your spirit, your soul. And that's where this purple kind of comes in, because that brings in spirit and your higher self, your intuition and spiritual awareness, even your connection to to spirit, to the all, to source, right? So when I look at those, that purple and red, it almost feels like for some of you, um, an integration of the body and spirit, if that makes sense. Like your spiritual world, your spiritual life becoming more present in your everyday life, even, for some of you. It's going to look different for everyone, but, I'm trying to show you guys different perspectives of it. Now, the number 71 here, like I said, this is a number months, and you do have a one here, another one here, another one here. So, like, lots of a seven here, sevens and ones are showing up for you pretty frequently here. And, um, 71 is an eight, just like this month, how I was telling you guys, the month is seven and one is the year. So we get the eight. That's showing up here with this card too. Um, Now, I would definitely say that that could also be connected to your sense of personal power, your energy, um, how you're managing life right now, your overall health. This may be a month where you guys need to really kind of pay closer attention to your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your energy levels and stuff, especially, and especially when it comes to like sleep and rest routines and things like that. Um, because health can be related to your nervous system. It can be the ways in which your body has been communicating to you with that 71, that is spiritual wisdom, right? So it's like how your body is communicating with you, and also how you connect to spirit through your body, and things like that too, um so I feel like this is all about how your body is a part of this spiritual awakening. It almost feels for some of you, like I said, almost like a full system recalibration so that you can hold a higher frequency, a new octave with this new beginning, right? You're holding different energies. You're a brand new version of you, okay? And you can't treat your body like it's just, your meat suit. You know what I mean? It is sacred. It is the vessel that carries your soul, so it needs care. It needs rest, and whatever else it might be asking of you. For some of you, this is about really allowing yourself to answer what your body is asking of you and give it to it, instead of like go go go, push push push, ignoring your own needs. Okay. And then we have this number 16, rebirth. Okay. And you know uh, that rebirth, this rebirth, it starts inwardly first. It's internal, and then it moves outward. you know um I feel like some of you might be realizing there's an old version of you that you have outgrown, and it's not going to lead you into this next chapter. Parts of that need to be left behind. So that could even be related to like the way that you treat your body, or the way that you treat your own needs, and making yourself more of a priority. Instead of putting yourself last. The way you've done things might not be working anymore. Um, for some of you, this could also be around, not staying quiet about what you want or what you need, um, or trying to keep things safe and predictable by remaining in your comfort zone. It's gonna, you know, look different, like I said, for all of you. But with this rebirth energy, the thing about any kind of rebirth, whether it's brand new or, like I said, whether this is some type of spiritual expansion energy, when we go through a rebirth, it's uncomfortable because our vessel is being stretched to hold a new capacity, a new frequency, right? So there's an awkwardness to it. Because you're not comfortable in your skin anymore, especially the old skin, the old version of your life, right? But the new you, the new version of life is still taking shape too, you know? So that could be like a little bit disorienting, you know? Like you, um, especially if you're someone, you know, you guys, Sagittarius, y'all have a lot of fire. So you're constantly kind of going after the next thing, right? You know where you're going, you know what you want. So being in this in between part of the process might not be very comfortable, you know. Um, this is root chakra and throat chakra. So this is all about bringing you grounding in your authentic truth, you know, and let me point out this too. The 16, that is one, the new beginning, and six is related to healing and responsibilities and nurturing and compassion and that kind of stuff. Very Cancerian energy. So that's showing up here. Um, so yeah, that's a part of it too. Now we have the number one, new beginnings, okay, with this solid red. And you know, this with this being like solid red, I kind of get this impression with this new beginning that it's already here. It's already grounding into this reality. It's not something you're manifesting, it's something you have been manifesting for a long time and now it's here. So something you guys have been calling in or trying to accomplish, something like that, it's trying to get your attention, okay? It wants to be real and tangible. Um it kind of wants to like move out of that daydream or dream stage and you know, into your physical life. It wants to anchor into this reality. Um, so new beginnings can involve a lot of things. This can be some type of new connection. This can be a new path, a new project, a new um I don't know, spiritual practice. Could just be the relationship with yourself. Like I said, a brand new you, and the way that you do things being kind of brand new, you know. But like I said, something that you guys have been calling in for yourselves for a long time, finally starting to take root, even if you don't see the whole picture just yet, are starting to see, um, you're starting to see like fragments of it. It's almost like being given a bunch of different puzzle pieces, but you don't have the full puzzle yet. You guys see it, you know it's here, you know it's happening, but like you might not know all of the parts just yet. Um Now let's get into the deeper story behind this, okay? Because you've got you've got courage, intuition and manifestation decrease, and also angels of the four directions. Okay. Now with courage being another number one and being an energy card, that there's literally all of these ones, three ones in your spread. If that's not new beginnings, I don't know what is. Um, you know, but three different ones here. So there is no question that this is a brand new start for you this month in some kind of way. And I feel like courage is here because um you know, even when I mentioned how rebirths can be scary, a little uncomfortable, and you know, um I think courage might be coming up because the new beginning might be bringing up some fear or some doubt. Um, you're probably being pulled in that, you know, direction, like you want something different for yourself. But there might be another part of you that is questioning things like, am I really ready for this? Even though this is really what I want, am I really ready for it? Whatever it is, you know, or whether you're going to be good enough or have enough, or, you know, maybe I should wait, you know, a safety precaution. Courage means facing those fears. You don't allow fear to be the one in charge. Spirit is the one in charge, your higher self, So this is about having the courage to help you walk into this, helping you take that armor off. Okay. Um, and then we have intuition and manifestation as the number 3 spirit card. Okay. So this is where, your dreams and ideas, um like I said, might be even like daydreaming type of things. What you have been trying to manifest for yourself is showing up. And it might be showing up in different ways, signs and synchronicities, or um maybe it's like conversations or music. Um just like little moments where you can't deny it. You know what I mean? Like, how sometimes you just get those synchronicities from spirit and you're on the right path and you just can't deny it. Like that's just how it feels. Um, with this card. The number 3 brings in your expression, particularly like your creative expression. So, um, whatever it is that you're trying to build or manifest, it needs some type of creativity behind it, creative action behind it. So, like make it real, So I don't know how you manifest. Everyone has different ways to manifest, but maybe write it down, or like, um, that whole saying, like fake it till you make it, right? Like talk about it and own it like it's yours. It's already here, give it a name. Um, and take action however you can, however you feel aligned and called to, inspired to, um, take action towards what it is you're trying to manifest, because that's going to kind of show the universe that you are receiving that guidance and you are honoring it. You are answering that call. You're trusting your intuition, Um, it is guiding you. So then we also have the number 4. We have decrease as the number 4 cycle card. Um and then we have another number 4 here too with this spirit card, Angels of the Four Directions. So now you have those 2 repeating fours, and that matters here too, because fours have kind of like a dual purpose. A lot of people look at, like, say 444 is usually my sign that my angel spirit team is around me, right? 44 can sometimes be the master healer or the master builder, because 4 is the number of your foundation. Okay? So it's like building a solid foundation. Um Now, specifically with this decrease card, this feels like a process of simplifying your life, if that makes sense. Um, where you're just kind of reducing unnecessary things. Like it could be where you're overgiving or overextending yourself. It could be the emotional weight that you put on yourself with that voice of your own inner critic, even for some of you, and reducing that amount of pressure that you're putting on yourself. um this, it feels like for a lot of you, no longer carrying the weight of previous experiences where there might have been some type of pain, resentment, or hurt, right? Or even just responsibilities and burdens that weren't yours to carry, that you have been for a long time. And these are things that have all been draining you, you know? Um, you don't have to bring any of this into the next, it can't come into the next chapter. That's the thing. I feel like releasing that is actually what opens up space for the new chapter to really open up and take root, you know. Um Now, especially when we're going through some type of spiritual awakening, rebirth type of process, we might naturally be cutting things out of our lives, especially like when it comes to certain, I don't know, like habits and things like that that aren't serving us anymore, especially if they impact your health in some kind of way, right? Um, it just feels like somewhere here you guys might be looking at the foundation of your life and realizing how much of it has actually been built in survival mode or in a wounded version of yourself, even, just trying to meet someone else's standards or even society standards, and they're not yours, you know this is about stripping away those things to get back to what is real, the real you, the authentic you. That's why whole thing is blue and red and purple, which blue and red make purple. So it's just kind of funny that that's how your theme shows up here. But, um, you know, and I think, again, like I was saying, one of the most important things here to remember is that even as everything is shifting and changing, you are being guided and held and protected through all of it from every angle, every direction. Your whole foundation might be shifting right now, but you are supported through it, okay? Every step of the way. Even if you don't know exactly where it's leading you yet, you're not wandering aimlessly. You know that whole saying, like, not all those who wander are lost. This is kind of what comes to mind when I look at this, because the angels are helping you in every which direction, and your life is opening up in all these directions too, because like I said, there's some type of soul level integration and you are expanding into a higher octave. So, this is like spirit saying your wings are ready, time to soar. Okay. um so, guys, while this shift is taking place, be sure that you are taking care of your body, while all of this is moving through. Um, Answer whatever it is that your body is asking for. Give it to yourself, whether it's rest or movement or um, getting out in nature, right? Give your body what it needs, and make sure you're paying attention to all those little intuitive nudges and signs and things that you are seeing, because spirit is guiding you towards that new beginning that you've been asking for, towards that thing that you are trying to manifest for yourself and for your life, whatever it might be. Okay. And of course, let yourself simplify. If it's not um if it's not beneficial to your growth and it doesn't make you feel good, then it's time for it to go. You don't have to carry any of this with you. You know, you're leaving um you're leaving a lot of the old stuff behind, you know, a lot of it, because you're making room for the life that you truly want and the one that you've been working towards manifesting. And that life is beautiful. Now, Sagittarius, let's look at your spiritual support this month, because it's coming in with Lord Ganesh and infinite abundance, first and foremost. And Lord Ganesh says, obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. So, I feel like, um, that road ahead is opening up. Um, Obstacles are being removed. The obstacles could be your own thought process. It could be like, that old version of you that feels like they have to struggle or has to um overexert yourself or constantly be productive to prove your own worth. Some of that might be your own shit that is being removed, so that you can move forward into that path of abundance that you've been trying to manifest, you know. Now with that, there might be like people or resources and opportunities and things like that that will open up and become available to you, um, you know, once you've kind of made space for some of those things. Okay. Now we also have White Eagle, ancestor spirit. And he's reminding you to connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed right now. So yeah, some of that might be inherited um belief systems or things like that, you know, like life is supposed to look a certain way, or you know, you have to be perfect in order to be worthy of what it is you want, or um you know, I just um certain inherited beliefs and things that have limited you. There's an opportunity for you to liberate yourself from those and to choose differently for yourself, right? That is the hero's journey, you know, is breaking that pattern and allowing yourself to step into your own life, reclaiming um, yourself from that, you know, which brings us to Sir Nunos, life force, asking you to express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. So reconnecting with your passion, your desire, your creative life force. So you know, for some, like I was saying with this new beginning and how it might be a person for some, it might be either way, this is a new beginning that how I'm seeing this is just you embodying more of your life force energy, your creativity, your creative expression and passion, and just a sensuality about it, you know, um, a life that you truly enjoy, something like that. You know, so what makes you feel energized, and what inspires you, you know? Feel like that's what Sir Nunos is guiding you to. All right, and then we also have Sanat Kumara with light activation. Okay. And he says, shine your light, your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So that definitely feels like the final confirmation. Um, you already know. Um, even if you haven't fully admitted it to yourself yet, you already know, like, this is this is it. This is what you've been calling in for yourself. It is here. Okay? It's just waiting for you to claim it. But that new beginning is here. It is yours. The guidance is here. It is guiding you towards it. You know, you don't have to have every little piece of the puzzle, and things do not have to be perfect for you to actually step in it and own it and claim it as yours. Okay? Um, Now let's get into your final guidance. Um, Your final guidance from Spirit says, Dearest you, we know everything in the universe is perfect, even in its flaws, and we view the creations of Spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of unity of existence, but the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal, and right now, this isn't serving you. So forget your idea of perfection and see through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all its flawsomeness. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Let others be who they are too. Imperfect and human, complex or simple, it doesn't matter. For there's always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable. Loving you like crazy. So, yeah, I feel like that really kind of brings everything together. I love this deck because it always does that. It seems to like tie everything in. So Sagittarius, you guys are being asked to, release this need for your life or yourself to look or feel perfect before you start living differently. You don't have to be um fully healed or fully confident or completely ready before you allow this new chapter to begin, Something is waking up inside of you right now, and your life is shifting around that awakening. Okay. So, just keep paying attention and make sure you're listening to your body. Make sure you're grounding, okay? Um, that way you can actually hear the guidance from spirit that is coming in. And yeah, let yourself begin again without having to wait for things to feel perfect. Life is not about perfection. Life is about experience, okay? So, perfection is a myth. But all right, my Sagittarius soul family, I love you guys. I hope that this reading resonated. I would love to hear in the comments how it landed for you. So be sure to share that below. And if you want to book a personal reading with me to see how this will directly impact you, I'll make sure to put my booking information in the video description. And of course, if you're not already following me on social media, make sure to follow me on Facebook. And every Tuesday, I do a Tarot Tuesday offering for my community where I do free card pulls. And I also offer some other things at a discount, like little mini readings for a donation basis and full recorded readings at a discounted rate. So make sure you hop on over there and give me a follow and connect with me there. But all right, Sagittarius loves sending you all the blessings and joy and light of this new beginning. Um, Much love and many blessings, you guys. Peace.